Hey everybody, it's Thursday. Is it Thursday or is it Tuesday? I don't even know what
It's
night
Tuesday.
it is. Thanks, Tom. It's Tuesday
It's Tuesday.
night. It's
It's
7:30.
like that.
So you know what that means? Tina, there's another edition of South Jersey Beer Scene Live. Tonight, let's just cut to the chase and look who we have here. We got our friend Billy from Ludlam Island, and you got our South Jersey Beer Scene eye candy. That's Tom Renzulli. Billy, move to your right a little bit. I got you on square. There you go. We need to see all that handsomeness in
Right.
full regard.
Billy Copley in the center square.
That's it. So here we are Tuesday night, and it's the 742nd day of quarantine here in the state of New Jersey. But we're happy to have you. We're happy. I know, it feels like it. But Billy's here tonight. So, Bill, first things first, what are you drinking?
Geez. I'm trying not to treat the quarantine like a big snow day, so I did promise because of this I will have one beer tonight, so here it is.
Move it over in front of your
big
face
one.
a little bit. You're blurring yourself. Oh, just one beer. That's good. I'm glad that you're cutting back. Good job.
I'm trying to watch myself, you know. Maybe two for you guys.
Thanks. I feel special. Tom, what do you got? So I'm just going to go right out and say it. So tonight, this is what I have. Tom, what do you have?
I have the same.
So we have the Big Dirty. This is Billy's traditional 420 release, right? Is that what you did?
That is
April 20?
Typically do, yeah.
But
We
because
usually
of
have
the
a
quarantine.
party, the tent's up out back, you know, it's gotten pretty big. It's something that we're definitely going to miss this year, but, you know, at least the beer was available.
Pete just said he loves you, but he actually said he lives you, but he loves you.
Or it could be live. I live you.
Yes, he doesn't want to live me.
So anyway, it's kind of weird. I mean, we started this thing because we wanted to stay connected to the brewing community, and Tom and I are having a real good time doing this, and it's fun because we get to talk to our friends. I know we can't do the face-to-face stuff, but I know, Tom, you went down and did a beer run this Saturday to some of the breweries. I can't get to them all, but you stopped at a few.
Yeah,
And,
I hit Gusto. Yep, Gusto and 7 Mile and Slack Tide, and I just went and saw Billy.
Yeah, and it's nice to see. I think that the community's gotten together and really done a good job. Billy, what have you been doing? How's it been going with the curbside stuff?
So, you know, you never want to think that you're thriving under something like this, but the support that we've had has been tremendous, in my opinion. And due to, you know, the people who support us and our customer base, you know, we've been able to keep 4 people working, you know, between 20, 25 hours a week, which we really didn't expect to do at the onset of this. So I can't thank, you know, everyone who supports us enough, and just say that, you know, everyone here appreciates it. We had a big meeting at the beginning, and we basically just kind of had a hash out session and said, listen, this might get bad. And a couple people stepped up and said, well, you know, I live at home, I don't need a lot of hours, and someone else, you know, I've got rent and a car payment, I really have to work. So everybody's been really chipping in, doing, you know, something maybe outside of their comfort zone, or maybe scaling back their hours on a voluntary basis. So our team here has been just tremendous through all of this.
Yeah, I think that I went down and I saw Kristen. I met her at the door and did my little takeout order. Quick, efficient.
And drop off masks, by the way. Thank you very much.
Don't tell anybody that I have them. And it's good to see that we're trying. I feel like everybody wants to help everybody, and we want to help the restaurants. We want to help every small business that we can that we're open. But the support that we've seen from the community has been incredible. We've getting so many tweets and messages and stuff like that, and we've had a couple cool things sprout up. Like today, you're in this. Brian Kiefer did this COVID-19 March Madness tournament, and today you're up against Mud Hen, and looks like you're going to move on, and you're going to go up against my buddy Rob Callahan over there at Tuckahoe, which is ironic because you're in their old building. I mean, that's kind of...
That's funny. But
Yeah.
speaking of Mud Hen, you know, I live 6 blocks from Mud Hen. So whenever I get on my cruiser bike, that's always my first stop in to see Tony. They make great beers that I love. So it was, you know, you hate to have to go up against somebody, but...
I know Tom and I are voting in it.
And
I know Tom and I are voting in it, and, like, we like everybody. And I'm like...
I know. I'm like,
man, I don't want to do this. And yesterday Tuckahoe went against Gusto, and I was like, I know Rob Callahan I've known longer than anybody in the business. I've known him going on 35 years, and Zach is great. What do you do? Like, it's just this crazy thing, but it's cool. It keeps people interested. Brian is like 2,500 people in that group, and
it's a fun thing. I mean,
And hey, Dave Geiger.
Talking, it keeps people excited. That it's great. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
The Tuckahoe Gusto one, I had to go with my employer.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Tom had started his little one-night-a-weeker at Tuckahoe before we started. I think it's kind of a conflict of interest, but not really. I mean, Tom lives local to Tuckahoe, and we're going to do some South Jersey beer scene nights. And I think maybe we can get Tom a job at all 62 of the South Jersey breweries, and he can just go from one night a week down there, and we can have a night there. So what do you think?
I would love it.
You would love it? All right, fantastic. I would like that too.
As soon as we get to full employment again, he can come back.
That sounds good to me. So, and back to, as a brewery owner, we ask this to everybody. What exactly do you do now? You have brewing plans that are put out probably in January of what you're going to release during the year. And summer is huge for us down in Cape May County, and you have a lot of draft accounts that obviously aren't going to be taking beer right now. What do you as a brewery owner do to pivot?
I mean, we were just fortunate. I mean, I think we're just lucky and fortunate to be the size we are. So we're really flexible. Our brewery, we set a schedule for brewing, but it's constantly getting updated and amended and, kind of tweaked a little bit. So once this happened and we realized restaurants were closing, draft accounts were basically going to become zero, it wasn't very difficult for us to pivot the cans. And then, obviously, instead of brewing a 20-barrel batch, we're doing a 5-barrel batch. And, we were just fortunate enough to be small enough to be able to do that easily.
Yeah, and I think you're one of the breweries that has a really rabid following. I mean, across all lines and gamuts, you guys do a lot of different styles. I mean, you've done a lot with us. We've had dinners with you guys, and we've done tours with you guys. So now you guys got to kind of scale down to these smaller batches. Do you go back to the core beers? Is that what you do, like to your cores, or are you trying to do something different?
No, we kind of felt like, hey, let's do the beers that we love, that have a strong following, that people are willing to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
So, we're sticking with like our big hoppy IPAs, our double IPAs. The Big Dirty's a huge example of that. That's a double IPA. Because, you don't know how long these beers are going to sit on the shelf or sit in a tank. Make beers that we know are going to sell, we know they're going to move, we know people can get excited about, that they're going to come out, they're going to make the trip, or they're going to call us to ask us to come and bring it again, because we are doing home delivery in Cape May County. So just things to get excited about.
One of the things that we all, this IPA, double IPA, triple IPA, double dry hop, you guys do a great job at that. But I think one of the things that I love about you guys is the things that you do that are not that. The Reuben Goza. I mean, we had that as one of our beers at our beer dinner we did last year for the Community Food Bank, and it's a home run. These barrel-aged things that you just released, the Polar Rare Porter and the Amontillado, I have some Amontillado out there, the Jim Beam barrels. I mean, it's fantastic. And talk a little bit about, I don't think people really understand what goes on there, but talk a little bit about Joey. I mean, how you and Joey work as a team. I mean, I think that's important.
I hope he's watching. I did tell him that I'd be on a little bit.
It's a really cool story.
Oh, like how I met him and all?
Yeah, how you guys work together. It's very unique.
I mean, when I was starting out, we were, short story, supposed to open up in Sea Isle. We were going to be super small. I, as a home brewer, I felt pretty comfortable. Barrel and a half system. Once the things in Sea Isle didn't work out, and we moved to a bigger building. So to pay for the bigger building, you need bigger equipment. And I knew I was kind of in over my head and needed a professional. And stumbled upon Joey, and he had experience at River Horse, one of the larger production facilities in the state at the time, and we just hit it off. So,
and you guys, before you guys even brewed a beer, I think you went on an adventure in Germany, which I think was cool.
Yeah. So, in the interview process, I had asked everyone, "We're at the beach. What's a beer that you think is underrepresented in the industry, and that you think would sell really well, in a resort?" We're in. And he mentioned Kolsch. I have always loved Kolsch's, so there was a little lag before Tuckahoe had moved out. And I said, "Do you have a passport?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Cool, pack your bags, bro. We're gonna go to the home of the Colts." So
best boss ever.
Yeah, right.
yeah, it was. Well, I figured we were going to be spending a lot of time together. So what better way to bond and meet and really get to know each other than a little beer tour through Europe? So it was cool. It was a lot of fun. It seems like forever ago now. But.
It does. I mean, how many years have you been over there now? You're going on 4?
Well, if you count construction, our 4-year anniversary will be June. It was really almost 5 years. So June will be almost 5 years, and Joey and I have been spending a lot of time together.
Yeah, and I want to give a little shout out to Brad from when he first started there. I mean,
Brad.
Yeah,
and Brad and
cool.
Joey. I always think about the guys dressing up in the cow suits for the Thunder Jacket, and there was always some little thing. You guys do a really good job about marketing, and I know that you are not probably happy that I used your water guns and rainbows picture from last year's Atlantic City Beer Fest. But when I think of you in that outfit running the
Hops trot.
the hops trot and coming in the building. So tell us a little about your marketing. I know that nobody wants to hear this, but I think it's kind of cool. You guys sit down and what do you do?
No, you have no idea. It's so... so whoever's working the tasting room that day has carte blanche. Like, yo, post something today. And they just have fun with it. Kristen's been doing a lot of it, and she's been doing a hell of a job. And it's just people having fun and just trying to promote the brewery. And, it's not like a deep thought out strategy. We don't have like we're not going over numbers every week to see if the numbers are up and we have more followers. It's just something for them to do to have fun and kind of promote the tasting room. And it's not...
There's no poster board.
I appreciate that you guys all love it. But when I tell you that I can take no credit for it, there's so many times when I'll post, and then like 20 minutes later, I see that the post is different. And so Kristen goes in and like tweaks it out and adds like emojis and makes it a little cleaner, maybe fixes some punctuation mistakes.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, and I just have that vision of Brad and Joey sitting in those lawn chairs out back. That's one of my favorite pictures. That's one of the favorite things, like going back to thinking about how everybody's evolved. I always think of those guys just like doing that kind of stuff. Now, I know you got something else going on here. I think you had something that you want to show everybody. Is that we have something that kind of thing that you want to give away? Maybe let me get you on the big screen. Let me get you on the big screen here.
Yeah,
there you go.
We'll tease it real quick. So basically, everyone's going through some stuff. So just to have a little bit of excitement, we're going to have a little contest today, and we're going to give away some swag. So third place is going to get one of these sweet lager mugs. Second place is going to get this really cool lightweight hoodie that we just had made. Because as everyone knows, no one's selling any merchandise anymore, so I figured just start giving it away. And the first place winner is going to get this sweet Growler Works. It's a new U-Keg they have. It's called a U-Keg Go. We've been selling them for years, and we love the company. We worked closely with them for about 4 years now. And they just come out with this new rugged version of it. It still has the tap. It still has the CO2 in the stem. You put a cartridge of CO2, keeps your beer cold, vacuum insulated.
Nice.
Here's the
What
box.
are we gonna? What are we doing to do that? What's the parameters? You got something in mind here?
I'm going to tease a little bit. Maybe a little bit. I'll show you.
All right, cool.
Tease.
I can't wait. So we got some people calling in. We got Amanda Cardinelli says hi. Amanda and Sean, they're opening up the seed hopefully soon. I know Vic is getting them on the podcast. And Amanda is a very good model for the Ludlam Island clothes that I've seen there.
Yes.
So good. And Tony checked in. Tony Cunha checked in from Mudhen. He said it wasn't even close in the bracket game today, Billy. Well done, neighbors. See you soon. Bring the big dirty, he says.
I will definitely be dropping some off to him. Ask him if he's going to be tonight. Will you be there tonight? I'll bring some by.
Yeah, well, we'll see. He'll get back and Kurt Hughes said he changed his profile picture for you to check it out. So,
water guns outfit. Thank you.
I bet.
So one of the other things, we were kind of talking about, I say a lot. I'm trying to get rid of that, but I do say a lot. as things progress towards the end of the summer, we're hoping upon hope that the beer festivals will be able to open, and we'll be able to move forward with all that. Our buddy John Henderson has really worked really hard to move his festival to August 7th and August 8th, and we're hoping against hope that it'll go off in some way, shape, or form. So as an owner of a business, how do you plan for this? I mean, I know that, Billy, you're very involved. I know you're one of the hardest working people I know. How do you plan for this? I mean, the Brewers Association is saying that up to 40% of the breweries will close down across the country, and it's a really, really, big issue. How somebody like you who's you're successful, you have a good following. How do you plan for this? What do you do? I mean, I don't think people really understand.
And again, it's just
virgin territory right now.
Yeah, like no one has answers for you. Right. Obviously everyone's trying to get the loans and the grants and the things the government are making available to you, but you don't know when they're coming. You don't know how much you're going to get. You don't know how you're going to carry over. You don't know how long this is going to be. So again, just sheer luck and fortune. We're just small enough to where we're just easily flexible. We're highly adaptable. Everybody's on board here. Again, I just couldn't be more proud of everyone, the whole team here. You just try to survive. You're just trying to make it day by day, trying to make the right decision. And sometimes there isn't a good decision, but there's a right decision. And you're doing you'd rather not do, and cutting people's hours. No one wants to do that, but everyone's been really good about spreading stuff around. You're just surviving.
That's really good.
Mike Verdi is one of my Instagram guys. We used to trade beer at the Wawa up in Mullica Hill. Las Vegas is having a virtual beer festival where it's kind of weird. And I know on our last broadcast when we had Pete on, somebody had mentioned about a kind of like a seller's market somewhere where people could social distance or stuff like that. I mean, has there been any thought? Has anybody contacted you, or have you heard of any of these things? Like, I don't know how we would do a virtual beer festival. I think if there's somebody who was going to do it, John Henderson would have had it done already. I don't know if it's something that we can do. But I mean, as a brewing community, I mean, you have to think of something to market yourselves. And I know everybody has goodwill and are really trying to come out and help. But at some point, we have to think about what's going to happen for the next 18 months. And I don't want to be a depressing whatever this is, but we need to think out of the box a little bit, gang. You know what I mean, Tom? Like,
yeah. Well, I saw there was a possibility of having like a big parking lot area, have everybody set up, and people stay in their cars and just drive and put their glass out their window and have it filled, and then continue to drive.
I think it would be better with a takeout thing, not a glass thing. But right. I think.
So what if? I mean, we could talk about it later. But what if every brewery said, "Hey, I'm going to make a variety 4-pack," and then every brewery in a certain area does it, and everybody stops at each brewery, and maybe we throw a little bit to charity, a percentage of that, and then everybody goes home, and maybe there's a common website where everybody can go, and it's like they can chat about the beers that they're trying and drinking, and maybe pick a winner, or that's a great idea. It's something we should probably think about.
It is a good idea. I talked to Rob Callahan today, and he's putting something together that we're going to help with. And I don't want to talk about it right now because I'm going to let him do the talking about it. I think one of the things that we need to do as a community is all these people that work, and Billy, you're doing a good job. I know everybody's trying to keep people employed, but a lot of people that are employed as beer tenders also work in the tasting room and also work in the back end of the room. I mean, there's not a lot of work to be done. I think that it would be a cool thing if we could figure out a way to directly help the people that are serving you. I mean, that live off of tips, that are the promotion people, like Kristen, people, that are seeing the customers up front. I mean, everybody sees you, Billy, and you work really hard. But I mean, these people, I think that if anybody has any ideas, let's get together and let's try and figure something out. We have a lot of people that want to do something. Tom and I, and I'm sure Billy and Pete and Tuckahoe and all these guys and Mike Kibowitz, we'd be more than happy to do something to try and get a concrete thing together where we can help some of these people that, are going through these struggling times. I mean, I look at people that I know, Tom, and these same people too.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. It's devastating.
That's devastating. So let's put our thinking caps together. Email me or Tom, John@sjbeerscene.com, tom@sjbrc.com. Let's try and make something happen. So everybody has any ideas that are culpable, let's try and do something. Billy is always on the forefront of this stuff. You guys do a lot of charity stuff. And one of the things that you guys do too, and I know Tucko does a little bit of this and a couple other places, you have local artists come into your brewery. And you've had shows and had authors and that kind of stuff. So I know that it's important to you as well. So maybe we can get something together.
Sure, I think it's important to point out that, even though our business is, depleted and seriously down, there's a lot of businesses that aren't even open right now that used to be.
Right.
And think about how, I'm cutting my employees' hours when there's places that are straight up closed, shuttered, and all of their employees are now not working. So, I think the strongest thing you could do, if there's a local place that you love, go buy gift cards. That's
a big one. The gift cards is a big
cash infusion, and that cash, gets put off until they're back on their feet. So I know that, we have a stack here. We went around to all of, our favorite accounts, our highest accounts down here that we know are really struggling. So that's probably the best thing that we could do right now for those businesses. We'll get through this. I know we will. We're just strong.
Yeah, of course.
I have a day job outside of here, so I know that I'll be okay and that, we'll be okay. But there's a lot of businesses that may not be. So think about them. Think about the places that are closed, that aren't bringing in anything right now. And I think that's where we should really put our...
And all the people that depend on summer jobs to get them through the year are teachers. People that work, your people that you see at all the summer restaurants and at Oogie's. And at all the places that all the places that they use this to make the ends meet throughout the year. A lot of people are getting hurt. We have a big community here. Maybe put something together. Crystal Lockman said that City Brew Tours is doing something. Maybe we can get more information and see what's going on with that.
The gift cards again. The gift cards is a great idea because whoever has a birthday coming up, you always, what am I going to get this person for a birthday? A gift card either to a restaurant or a brewery or anything. It's easy. It's a no-brainer.
But it's so nice because you could buy takeout from them, but there's costs associated with making that food and having buying that gift card gives them immediate cash that they can put to immediate use without having to drain any of the cost of producing the food and have the employees. So maybe that helps them pay that rent one more month or pay their taxes one more month. Sales and use tax was just due tomorrow.
But didn't they put it ahead? Didn't they say that?
As far as I know, I paid it.
Well, there you go. Billy paid it. So I know that the government's trying to work with everybody. The TTB is trying to work with people. It doesn't mean that you don't have to pay it. It just means that it's getting pushed away a little bit. So it's not. Yeah. So people are thinking, oh, great. I don't have to pay taxes for 2 months, but you still have to pay taxes. Yeah. So, to keep going out.
If that 2 months buys you time to feed your family,
exactly.
That's time well spent. Yeah.
So let's get back to Ludlam. So you guys are doing curbside. What kind of hour? So Ludlam's one of the few breweries that are open 365 days a year. I can remember there's a foot and a half of snow. Ludlam and Slacktide. I'm about equidistant between the two, and there's a foot and a half of snow on the ground. And Billy was mad because he couldn't open. So 365 days a year. So what are you doing right now? As far as how does your curbside work?
So our curbside works. We prefer. You don't have to, but we prefer you call ahead, pay for your order over the phone using a credit card, and then let us know what time you'll be there. And then when you pull up, we'll have the order ready for you. Just call again. We will run it out to you. If you prefer, we have a table outside. We will put it down, go back inside. Mm-hmm. You can come out and grab it.
Yeah, and it was very efficient. Kristen, you pull up. She saw me there. I waved at her. She, was gloved and masked, got my card, ran my card, brought the stuff out, set it on the table, and I put it in my car. Really, really good job. I was at Tuckahoe today and picked up some beer from Rob. Tom has been at Gusto. He's been at, we've all been all over trying to, but we hear these same stories over and over again. Growlers, are you filling growlers or just new growlers? What are you doing with that?
We have Crowlers, so we try to tell people just growler. It's just easier.
Right.
And cash is king, people. Take some cash. Bring some cash and leave those credit cards in your pocket. So
we will take credit cards. We prefer not to. It's totally up to you. We will do whatever you're comfortable with. All our gloves are single use, so single customer, they get thrown away, new gloves get put on for the next customer.
Yeah, and Tom, when you were driving
cash
around,
for the tip.
Yeah. Tom, when you were driving around on, Tom, when you stopped, I think you stopped at Slack Tie, you stopped at Gusto, you stopped at Ludlam. Quick in and
7
out.
Mile, yeah. Yeah.
It's 7 Mile.
I did the same thing. I went on the computer, all 4 places, went on the computer, put in my order, except for Billy. I did call up and talk to Kristen and pulled up, and they have a big sign right there. I took a picture. It's on Facebook. When her holding my beer with the sign, it has the phone number. You pull up, you say, "Hello, it's Tom. I'm here for my beer," and she comes right out.
This is going on all over the state, and I was going to tell you right now. On Thursday, I got Mike Kivowitz from NJ Craft Beer coming on. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Central and North Jersey. I'm in the healthcare field, and my company services North Jersey, and it's craziness right now. And the breweries up there could use your help as well. I'm not saying everybody get in their cars and drive up to North Jersey. I'm not saying that, but I know there's some people that are up there that watch this. They could really use your help. It's craziness how, 30 miles makes a huge difference between how the virus has spread and how busy people are. We're having unprecedented numbers of people coming out of the hospital that we take care of from up in North Jersey. And I feel for those guys up there. I mean, it is really, really crazy. I'm not a prognosticator. I don't know if the wave's going to come down here. But on top of insult to injury, yesterday we had a crazy storm come through here that blew up the Wildwood Boardwalk. Congress Hall's roof blew off. I mean, there were so many things that have happened down here on top of all that hopefully when things open up that's a little bit safer, that we can go down and patronize these places that are keeping us going. I think it's cool, like, to see this people that are going to get beer from Billy that have never had beer from you, and I think that's cool. I think that a lot of social media has helped that. Brian Kiefer's COVID 2020 madness thing has done craziness. I mean, to see breweries talk with each other and stuff like that, so we need to keep it going.
It's over 2,500 members, I think. 2,500 members.
Yeah, there's a lot of members, but everybody needs to vote. Everybody needs to stop just lurking and start voting and be done with it.
I can't vote, bro. Come on.
Why not? Why can't you vote?
I don't.
Oh, come on, Billy.
That.
I do understand.
It would be like me rating a beer on Untapped.
I know, we're like Switzerland. We have to, and I'm voting, and I'm thinking, oh man, I hope they don't look and see who voted for somebody. I think, and this is, I want to give, about me and Tom have been doing this almost 4 years, and when we first started, it was like everybody was learning the ropes, and there was 70 breweries, and not everybody made great beer, but I'm going to tell you right now, there is not a brewery that does not make a good beer, and not all of them are not home runs. We all know that, but every South Jersey, North Jersey, Central Jersey brewery makes good beer. They make
a good handful.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yes, and so it is not like the dark ages when people were saying, "Oh, Jersey beer sucks." Jersey beer is good, and it's come a long, long way. And so it hurts me sometimes to have to vote for. I'm looking at it, I'm saying, oh man, it hurts me. But
you hope they don't look into voting and see my name. That MFer voted for them.
Yeah, and it is, and
it's so funny. Now, I'll tell you, people qualify their votes. They just say, "Well, I really love this, but I want to vote this because of this." And
they're torn. They're so torn.
I understand.
I'm no dummy.
They do. No, I totally do. It killed me to see me up against Mudhen, a brewery that I go to because it's right by my house, and I was like, "Oh, great."
Well, I put a big disclaimer because I'm a sissy and a girl. No offense to girls, I don't think you would have me. I wrote a big paragraph as a member of the media saying that I do think everybody makes good beer, and there's not one brewery I would not go to or not drink beer from. I just think that it's a cool thing to move people along. And there's been some upsets along the way.
It's fun, it's entertainment, and just like the NCAA tournament, they could be two big good basketball teams. Someone's got to lose.
That's true.
Somebody's got to lose.
So we're going to wrap it up pretty soon here. We're getting close to the half an hour, and I know people are starting to doze because they get tired of seeing me. So tell me, Billy, you've teased this contest.
All right, cool.
So what do we have to do? What do we have to do? Let me get you on the big screen here.
It's really, really easy.
That's Tom Renzulli, not Billy. Hold on. There's Billy. There you go.
I have nothing to give away.
So I was thinking about how to do it. Like, do we do a trivia question? But then everybody looks it up on the internet. So, so I was thinking about, guess how many Skittles.
Move it in front of your face. Put it in front of your face. So there you go. Oh, that's pretty big. All right, there you go.
That's actually the glass I was drinking out of all night.
Oh, look, it's empty.
So all you have to do is go to the website. Don't put it in the comments, because then you're going to have prices right, where everyone's going to guess one more than the next guy. So go to our website. There's a picture of this mug on the website. Click on it. You'll go to a form. Guess the amount of Skittles. If you win, if you get closest, you know what the prizes are. Growler Works, pressurized growler, lightweight hoodie, or this mug. And if you want the Skittles, I will throw the Skittles in.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I'll put up a link to Billy's site on our site on Facebook on SJ Beer Scene to go vote on Billy's page. Don't vote on my page. Vote on mine and Tom's page. Vote on Billy's page. And Billy, when you find out who wins it, please let us know. Look at that. I don't know. There's at least 7 in there. I'm pretty sure.
Well, hold on. Minus.
Oh.
Hey,
I was
Jason
told
Campbell.
there'd be no math.
Hey, Jason Campbell. We're going to get you on one of these soon. Jason from Slack Tie checking in there. Pete says 1276. There's 1276 in there. Pete Beta.
Yes, because then someone's going to guess 1277.
He already did it. He said 1274 now. We're good.
And 1275. He's covering all those bases. Billy, Tom and I would like to thank you. When we started this little thing that we didn't know where it was going, there were several people that were really, really nice to us that didn't have any reason to be nice to us. And Tom and I and everybody that works for the team, we really thank you for everything that you've done to help make us relevant. We love what you do. You make good beer, but you're a better human being, and that's what really, really counts for everything. So we really appreciate it.
Yep. One more thing before we go.
Good.
I'm friends with Matt Christopher. He is a regular blood donor, and I want to tell everyone that there's a huge blood shortage right now. So if you go to redcrossblood.org, you can find your local blood mobile, and please donate blood or platelets if you qualify. You'd really be helping out.
Yeah, Billy, send me that link in a text, and I'll throw it up on our site and get it out there. It's important, guys. I work in healthcare. It's crazy. It's just nothing like I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've been doing the same job for the last 14 years. I deal with oxygen and ventilators and that kind of thing, and it's true. It really is nuts, and there's a lot of things that people forget about, and let's try and help our neighbors and our friends and people that you don't know that are your friends yet, and do the right thing. So I'll get that up there, Billy. That's awesome. Tom, thanks as always for being my wingman. I think I'm your wingman. I appreciate it. And this broadcast will be available on YouTube tomorrow. Go back and watch it on Facebook. Make sure that you go ahead and vote and try and get this, how many Skittles are in the Billy mug. And we'll see you on Thursday with our pal, Mike Kivowitz, on the South Jersey Beer Scene live show.
Cheers.
Here on Facebook.
Care,
Cheers, guys. We'll see you on Thursday. Cheers.
Water guns.
Big dirt.